guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for watching. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to achieve a winged eyeliner. I've been doing wing eyeliners for as long as I can remember, and I almost wear a winged liner for every eye look. Even if I don't have that much eyeshadow going on, I still do a winged liner and just walk out the door, because without the wing part of the liner, even if I just have a regular liner, I just feel like something's missing or something is naked to the eye. So I just need that sort of pointy wing. I'm so used to having it because I do feel like with my long eyebrows, wherever my brow ends, I feel like I need that liner to align with it, or else it just seems unbalanced for some reason. So I will be showing you how I draw a winged liner, and I get asked this so many times, both on YouTube and even in person. So many people ask me what eyeliner I use because they're so amazed at how dark and black the liner is, and I tell them that the liner that I use is literally, I want to say like $4 or $5. I don't even know the actual retail price, but I know that it's super cheap. It's from LA Girl. It's called the Fineline Long Lasting Fine Tip Liquid Liner. So this is it, LA Girl. It is cruelty free, and you can check it out on their website, lagirlusa.com. And yeah, so this liner I want to say is $5. And I love it so much that I even have like 2 or 3 backups, and I can get 2 and 3 because it would pretty much amount to like one more expensive higher end brand. Yet this one has so much better quality than some of the ones that I've tried that are more expensive. However, I will say that this is very comparable to the Kat Von D tattoo liner. I've tried both, and I have to say this is very, very comparable to the Kat Von D tattoo eyeliners. So if you are in the market for a more affordable eyeliner but yet does pretty much the same job, then definitely go with the LA Girl Fine Line Long Lasting Fine Tip Liquid Eyeliner. And then to tight line my upper and inner waterline, I would normally use the Urban Decay Crayon eyeliner, but I lost my makeup bag and that was inside my makeup bag. So instead, I've been using this Lancôme Crayon Contour Eyeliner Pencil in the color black, I believe. Yes, black ebony. And it's a pretty good eyeliner. I was always against crayon eyeliners, but they're pretty good. They pretty much do the same job. And this, since I got it, I have yet to sharpen it, and I've been using this almost every single day, so I can't imagine how long it would even take me to finish this crayon eyeliner. I want to say probably a couple years, because I've been using this every single day for the past couple months and I have yet to sharpen it. So I think it's definitely worth the money, but of course you don't have to get Lancôme. For that, I'm not too particular with to tighten my inner and lower lash line. However, when it comes to liquid liners, I am particular because I've been through so many liquid liners throughout the past 7 years that I've been doing eyeliner, and I just feel like I wasted my money on a lot of different kinds of eyeliners and that just didn't do the job. So for instance, if it's not super black, I love my liners to be super black and dark because that's what stands out, and that's also what lasts longer. So I don't like it if it's not super black, if it starts to fade away after like an hour or so. I also don't like it if there isn't a flexible tip like this. I feel like there's a flexible tip to get that precise winged liner. Yeah, so it took me a while to pretty much find this eyeliner and to call it my favorite and to call it the only one that I even use for liquid liner. The second one that I would recommend if you're looking for a more higher end brand is the Kat Von D tattoo liner, but this one, the LA Girl, does pretty much the same job, and it's for much less money. So with that said, if you'd like to see how I achieved a winged liner, then please keep watching. Okay, so now taking my eyeliner, I'm just gonna take the cap off, and I usually start with my right eye and then I go on to my left. I do my right eye differently than the way that I do my left, so at least that gives you 2 options. If one way doesn't work for you, then at least you could try the other way. The way that I start with my right eye is that I start in the inner corner and then I work my way out and then come back with the wing. But then on the other side, I start with the wing and then I work my way towards the inner corner. So it's different for both sides, but whatever works for you, you should stick with that way. So to start off with my right eye, like I said, I'm going to start in the inner corner, and I have to be so close to my mirror or else I can't do this. I have my elbow resting on my table, so I don't know if that helps for you guys. It doesn't matter for me if I have it rested on a table or not. I'm used to it at this point, but I think for beginners, you definitely should rest your elbow on your table. So as you can see, I'm starting at the inner corners, and I'm just like slowly dragging it over with some small strokes. And as you can see, I have pretty much the main part of the liner done. So I guess the way that I did it was I sort of like sweeped it across, but I didn't go like straight across and then go back over it. I worked the liner slowly but surely from the beginning, like small strokes, rather than going across and then going over it again. I find it easier when you do small strokes until you get to the end. So starting from the beginning, just small strokes, sweeping it across towards the end. And now that we got to the end, we're gonna work on the wing. Now the way that I do the wing on my right eye is by starting from where the wing is gonna end and then bringing it back. So basically what I did was I started at the point where I wanted the wing to end, and then I went sort of downwards. So I went downwards where I want the bottom of the wing closest to my eye, and then I went back, and then I went sort of upwards to connect it towards the main part of the line. And then after that I just went over it a couple more times. Like you saw, I did like small strokes just to sort of fill it in and also to make it darker. So now it's pretty much done, but I'm just going to go back and make it darker one more layer, starting from the beginning. So small strokes all the way across and then back at the wing. Now once the wing is formed, like all the way to the end, I wouldn't mess around with that point. The more you try to mess around with that point, trying to make it more like pointier or go a different direction, you're gonna tend to mess up, because that's just what happens with eyeliner. When you try to make that point perfect, you end up like messing it up and you have to start over again. So once you make it, try not to move it around, because you could always fix it with concealer, which we're gonna do as well. So now that I have the eyeliner on the top part of my eye, I'm gonna take my Lancôme Crayon Contour Eyeliner Pencil. It looks like this. And I'm just gonna fill in my waterline, my upper waterline. I usually do this step after I put my mascara, because once the lashes are lifted, then you sort of see the empty spaces. But for the purpose of this video, just to show you how I completely put liner on, both liquid and crayon, I would normally put it on the top of my lash line and also on the bottom. When I do put it on the bottom, I don't come all the way to my tear duct. I sort of stop like 2/3 of the way, and that's good enough for me, because usually for the 1/3 beginning part of my lower lash line, I tend to put some sort of highlight to brighten up the eyes. So I only want the eyeliner to start somewhere around here and then all the way towards the end, connecting to the wing. But I'm going to show you now that we have the liner and liquid, how we're going to use concealer to clean up this line, to make it more sharp. So I have a concealer brush sort of like this, and this brush is a Sephora brush. It came with a travel size kit. It came with a kit of different sort of makeup brushes, and out of all of the brushes in that set, I really liked this one. This one was my favorite, only because I feel like it can be very precise wherever you want to get into like those little corners. And so I'm going to take some concealer, and you could even use foundation. I'm going to use, like, if you have old foundation or anything that you don't use anymore but you don't want to throw it out and waste it, you could always use it for a time like this when you only need just a small drop. So I'm going to take this old foundation. It's the Revlon Photo Ready Makeup, and I'm just going to put just a little drop onto the back of my hand. I don't know if you can even see it. It's such a tiny drop, because that's all you really need. For something like this, all you need is the smallest drop. And then I'm going to dip my concealer brush, just the tip of it, onto the concealer to pick some concealer up. And then I'm just going to clean that area underneath to sort of make that liner super sharp. And then I start where my brow starts to fall on the tail end, and I'm just going to bring it down. So it's basically a V, and then I slowly start to blend it out. Just be careful when Just be careful with this part because you don't want to erase your line. You just want to make it sharp, that's all. And what I'm doing now is I'm blending that foundation downwards. And then after I have my liner on, I'm just going to put on some mascara. I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. So we have the top lashes, and I'm just going to work on the bottom. So now that we have our mascara, you can see that it really adds to the liner. I never wear liner without mascara, and I hardly ever wear mascara without liner. I just feel like, especially because I have dark black hair, the dark liner and the dark mascara just goes really well with my dark hair, so it almost feels naked if I don't even have liner or mascara. So this is how it looks in the end. I'm just going to add some highlight to my inner corner to make it pop. And I'm also going to add some dark shadow to my lower 2/3 of my lash line. I'm just going to smoke it out just to make it sort of even on the top and the bottom. Okay, so that's nice and smoked out. So we have one eye done, as you can see, and this is how it looks. And so we're going to move on to the other eye. So grabbing my liquid liner one more time. Like I said before, for this eye, I tend to work on my wing first and then extend it towards the inner eye. So pretty much the opposite of what we did on our right eye, we're going to do on our left. So whatever way works for you, you should stick with that, or maybe you might find yourself doing the same thing as I do, starting from the inner towards the end on the right eye, and then starting towards the end towards the inner eye circle. So here we go. I'm going to start with the wing for this side. I also find that my wing or my liner always comes out better on my left side. Don't know why. I wonder if it's because I start with the wing first, but so I'm slowly dragging it inwards. And then I stop pretty much when it's like 2/3 in, and then I start from the inner tear duct and then I work my way out. So I don't completely go in all the way. When I do work from the outer to the inner, I just stop right about here, and then I start from the inner and connect the line going outwards. Only because if you're going this way, the brush isn't going to fit all the way to the inner part. Eventually stop somewhere towards the 2/3 point and then connect it the opposite way. So just connecting that line. There we go. And just drawing it in to make it darker and to also fill in those little gaps. And now we're going to do the same thing that we did on the other side. We're going to take the Lancôme crayon liner and sort of fill in our upper lash line as well as our bottom. And again, I don't go all the way with the liner. I just stop right about here, 2/3. And I'm just going to coat my top lash and my bottom lash. So I actually forgot a step, which was to use some foundation or concealer on to the back of my hand, and then take that concealer brush, dip it in, and just outline the bottom part of the liner and also down the tail of my brow. So it's going to be a V, and I'm just going to clean it up. And to clean it up, I'm bringing the foundation / concealer downwards rather than upwards, just because you don't want to mess up that line. Alright, liner looking extra sharp. And I'm going to go in with some dark shadow to smoke out the lower lash line. And now that that's all smoked out, I'm gonna put some highlight on the inner corner of my left eye. And that's that. I'm just gonna put some some more concealer because I already had, but just a little bit more underneath my eyes because I noticed that some shadow fell. So let me just clean this area up. And also by making your under eye area bright, you're also making your eyes pop out even more. So the eyeliner is definitely going to stick out once you have a nice, bright, clean under eye area. And I'm just lightly going to go over it with some translucent powder. So yeah, you guys, this is the final liner look. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. If you found it helpful in any way, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And if you have any requests whatsoever, just leave them down in the comment section and I'll be sure to check them out. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.